Alright, so now I'm going to be demonstrating some of the basic functionality of my Firedove application. And here we can see I have in one tab a Mac emulator, inside of which I am running an instance of iPhone 11 that has my Firedove app loaded onto it. In the other tab, I have a Firestore database client pulled up. Now, the way that the Firestore database interacts with my Firedove application is by using the Firestore database and authentication features. The authentication features hold the user UID and their identifiers in order to provide users the capability of logging in and logging out. And then the Firestore database holds details about the Firedoves that particular users decide to save, along with extra details about the user, such as their first name, last name, and associated UID that's stored in the Authentication tab. So without further ado, let's go in and pretend that we're a new user and give this app a shot. So first thing we're going to do is sign up. This takes us to this view where we are prompted to type in details such as our first name, last name, and other info. And forgive me if this is a bit slow. You're welcome to skip through all of this stuff. There we go. And then last name, my email address, and password, which for now I'll just set to something very easy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we click the sign up button, we're taken to a list of all of the Firedoves that we have, which of course at this point is completely empty. This plus allows you to add a Firedove, and this sign out button allows you to sign out. So let's just test the sign out functionality and try to log in using our newly created account. So we'll type in the email that we set and the password. And sure enough, we can log back into our account. Now, when we created our new account, not only did we create a new instance, as shown here in the authentication, but also in our Firestore database, we created a new user with the appropriate UID. So anyways, going back here, let's see what it's like adding a Firedove. So when we press plus, we are taken to this screen here. It'll also ask you whether you'd like to use your own location. And for that, I can click yes. And this provides a handy little dot that shows where your location is. In case the Firedove that you'd like to make is based off of where you currently are. For example, if you'd like to make a Firedove for your house and you're currently at your house, it'll show you your location to help with the search feature. So when you click type location, you are given a bunch of, as you type in things here, it'll give you a bunch of options of nearby places. However, for now, the goal is going to be to find a place where there are fires nearby. And I will say San Francisco is not a bad spot, but I would say a better spot that has consistent wildfires would be a place like Agora Hills in Southern California. So I'm going to type in Agora Hills, and sure enough, our search feature recognizes that. So I click that option, and it provides a pin for the Agora Hills area, and it also provides the latitude and longitude for our convenience. Now we'll create a name for our Firedove, which in this case we can just call test location, I suppose. And we can also set a range at which we want to detect any incoming fires. So let's set this range to something large in order to be able to guarantee that we'll get a hit when we look up to see whether there are any fires in this area. So I'm going to set the range at which the Firedove detects fires to 40 miles, and then simply click Create Firedove. Now we can see the test location has popped up. And also, if we go into our Firestore database, we can see that this test location has also been created. One way that we can do that is go in here and sort by name and set the name that we're sorting by equal to the name we set, which is test location. And there we go. That's the particular document that we set with the accurate latitude, longitude, name, and a range in miles, and the associated user ID of the person that created it. Now, this user ID tag is important because that determines what Firedoves show up in here. So now that we have our test location, we'll click it and we're taken to the detail view. The detail view shows the nearest fire. Now, I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to pan around a little bit in order to find it, but this space here actually shows, this ring around here shows the range that I had set in miles. So this is the range, and everything within here is being checked. Now, right now, I have it set so that the nearest fire shows the closest fire and also the most recent fire to the location that you set. So I'm going to do a little bit of scrolling here and see if I can find the pin. There's our test location, and when I tap the test location, it shows the mile radius. Now, unfortunately, because I'm viewing this on mobile, there's no easy way to zoom out. Normally, finding where the pin representing this fire is would be as simple as pinching and zooming out, but with just a mouse, I have to pan around manually. There it is. Okay, so it looks like the fire it picked up is along the I-5, and the details about the fire are posted here, as well as the coordinates. Now, of course, you can also simply look around by pinching, zooming, and scrolling in this map view in order to find the nearest wildfire it detected. It also provides the time that it detected that wildfire for our convenience, and it looks like this fire was happened back in 2021, so it doesn't look like currently we need to worry about any ongoing fires because this one happened well over a year ago. So also it reminds us what the alert distance is. Now, if we go back to my Firedoves, you can see the test location is still there. In the event that we want to delete a Firedove, we click to go into the detail view, and you can see up in the upper right-hand corner here, there's a delete feature. When we click this delete feature, we not only want it to we not only want the Firedove to not appear in the local storage on this view, but we also want it to be deleted from the database. So let's give this a shot and see if we can delete it from the database. Okay, so we've clicked the delete button, and it looks like it's not showing up on our table view anymore. But let's go into the Firedove database to see whether it's truly disappeared. And sure enough, we are currently sorting for all documents whose name field is equal to test location, like we were before, and we have no results, which means that that document must not exist anymore. And yep, when we clear the filter, we see the rest of them. Great. So this has been an overview of the basic features and functionality of my Firedove app. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.